So I got wind that Charley's Cheesesteaks had some new cheesesteaks. I was unaware of this. This has been out for like a month or two, but I didn't know because I never checked the Charley's app. But they have a new lineup of cheesesteaks, and when I checked the app, they had a bunch of cheesesteaks I never tried. So I got 2 of those. That's on the agenda today. Drop a thumbs up, man. You guys already know the vibes. Let's get into this video. Now, again, I don't mince words when I say this. Charley's is very hit or miss for me. I've eaten at Charley's a grand total of 3 times my entire life. 1 time I enjoyed it. The other 2 times were beyond embarrassing. But I saw this and it sounded super interesting. I said, nah, we're going to try this one. So I got their kimchi lineup. So they have a kimchi cheesesteak. They got the kimchi cheesesteak. I'll get into that in a second. But they also have, ooh, that looks even better. In order, their kimchi fries, which comes with kimchi. Obviously, you don't know what kimchi is. I'll put it up on the screen, but it's basically fermented cabbage, usually, and other vegetables. I eat kimchi a lot. It's a staple in Korean food, but I eat it at with my healthy meal pretty much. It comes with their sriracha mayo, their kimchi, peppers and onions, and then melted provolone. It's on their regular bread. All right, so that looks pretty good. The first thing I noticed, I've seen a video of this, and there was way more kimchi on everybody else's. I hope it at least tastes like kimchi. Not particularly. Not much. All right, I'm gonna try this bite right here. I'm gonna try. I truthfully think that I have to go to another location. I feel like it's this location. I've seen pictures of this, man. It don't look like this. Like real people's pictures, not an advertisement. Let me try one more bite. I'm a person who eats kimchi all the time. I just got, there's gochujang on there too, which is like a spicy paste Korean food. It's not on the whole thing. I had to bite halfway through it just to get it, so they didn't put enough on it. There's also not enough kimchi, and it's giving off something sweet. Kimchi has a very distinct, again, fermented taste that is just not present on here. So when I get the gochujang, it gives me a little bit of the sweet and spicy. And then after that, it just almost comes off as a sweet and spicy cheesesteak. There seems to be more peppers and onions on this than anything. And to call this a kimchi cheesesteak is just erroneous on all counts. So while I don't dislike it, advertising this as a kimchi cheesesteak to me is just, again, I just got a bite of cabbage in there. But the kimchi taste is almost too faint. And it's not. I could easily go to the store and buy kimchi, get their regular cheesesteak, and put it on there. And it would be better than that. So, for that reason, I'm out. This cheesesteak, if I'm just basing it on if I didn't know what was in it, I'd probably give it a 5 out of 10. But if I'm calling this a kimchi cheesesteak, it gets a 2. Very faint. Now we got the kimchi fries. Now, hopefully this tastes a little bit more, because I can see it on there. This one comes with kimchi, the gochujang, and the spicy mayo. I'm going to put cheese on this as well, but it's just their regular fries. Hopefully this is a little bit better. There's also bacon on this. Bacon. Okay, there's a giant piece of Napa cabbage on here. I'm going to bite this piece and hopefully I get some kimchi. A little bit. There it is. I had to get the fattest piece of cabbage I've ever gotten. This is a store-based issue, for sure. If every store is using the same brand of kimchi, they're not putting enough on it in this store. That bite was the only one that tasted like kimchi. That particular bite wasn't bad. Again, it's not the best in the world, but it's at least there. Their fries are not bad when you get them fresh. Again, Charley's just directly behind me, and I ordered when I got here, so they're still pretty fresh. Again, this is something I just wouldn't go out of my way to get, you know? You could just get your own kimchi. Literally, if you go to most grocery stores at this point, I've even seen it in Walmart, there are brands of kimchi in there that aren't half bad. If you're really in the mood for something like that, just keep it in your house and just put it on stuff you want. Or go to a Korean place. But this one isn't good enough. I like their fries, so. This one, taste alone again, 6.5 out of 10. But kimchi alone, except for that bite, it would get a 4. That one bite, though, I'll keep it at 6.5. Again, these are things that I've never tried at Charley's before. This is an Italiano, so it's a cheesesteak, but it also has the ingredients that would be on an Italian hero. Kinda. It has pepperoni and turkey, which again, you can get on an Italian sandwich. Like, it's not like for real. Provolone, and then you have tomatoes, and they put banana peppers on it. The concept behind this is such a W. Like, I feel like if I'm gonna go to a real deli and do this, but it's their chicken cheesesteak also. I didn't specify that. And then it has Italian seasoning on it, and I think mayonnaise. Again, the concept behind this really isn't bad at all. This Charley's just has to not be the Charley's I go to. I'm going to have to actually start going to the ones in the malls. That's the only other ones. This is the only brick and mortar one around here. So, one time I went to one in the mall and it wasn't bad. I like everything about this from a chain perspective other than the damn cheesesteak. So let me break it down. Banana peppers, I love getting on my Italian heroes. Like, I do it all the time. The mayo, there's not enough on there. I don't like a lot of mayo on my Italian heroes or mayo at all most of the time. So, perfectly cool with that. Then you have the provolone, the tomato, everything I would want on it. The turkey and the pepperoni. Pepperoni provides a salami or like gabagool, capicola. I have to stop. Bro, I'm from Jersey. Leave me alone. Type of vibe. And then you get to this chicken cheesesteak, and it is just, let me show you real quick, man. Because I got a little. It is just dry. And it ruins the sandwich. Like, I'm initially biting into, I'm like, oh, this is pretty good. And then I get to the cheesesteak part, and I'm like, let me get a drink. And that's the problem. So, if you have a good Charley's cheesesteaks, I would try this. But I think I'm going to go into a deli one of these days, or a pizza place that makes good sandwiches, and I'm going to ask them to make me a cheesesteak, but put the works on it. I feel like it actually could be good. This is mid. It's right where it needs to be. Oh, a little mayo on this bite. Could moisten this up. The Lord himself couldn't moisten that sandwich up. Other than the cheesesteak, not bad. I'll give it a 5 out of 10. If that cheesesteak was good, it'd probably be closer to like a 7 or an 8. I gotta try this at a real place though. I feel like the concept is fire. I don't think a deli's gonna tell me no if I walk my big back self in there and I'm like, can I get a cheesesteak? But I want it with ham, salami, gabagool, a little oil and vinegar, melted mozz or provolone. Oh man, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Remind me, because I'm gonna forget. I'll be forgetting, man. Oh. Anyway, we got the Chipotle chicken cheesesteak. So again, I wanted to try this. A lot of people say this is good. I got the teriyaki one and it wasn't bad, but I know that cheesesteak is gonna be kind of dry. It's kind of bad. But it has their Chipotle mayo, has tomatoes, it has their chicken, and then melted provolone and bacon. Let me get in here. Bro, I've seen some people's Charley's videos. I swear to you, their cheesesteaks look like they are good for Charley's. And mine just be looking sad. I gotta go to a different place. Don't ever go to Charley's cheesesteak and not get this Chipotle mayo. That really ain't bad at all. They put a ton of it on here. Their chicken cheesesteaks are better than their cheesesteaks when you get it with like all the stuff on it. See this? That's moist. I don't know if they messed up on the last batch, but this cheesesteak is nowhere near as dry. That's pretty good, man. I don't know lie to you. So let's talk about it. Again, there's way more chicken on this one than the other one. You get the saltiness, a little smokiness from the bacon. But that Chipotle mayo is more mayo than Chipotle, but it's just enough to moisten the sandwich up. And again, I know that this is a franchise, so it's like not like real Chipotle mayo, but it's good enough for me. You get the onions in there. You can see, this my like is dripping. I don't understand. Like, did it 2 different cooks back there or something? That's the best one I've gotten. That's the best one I've ever. Sorry. Easily the best cheesesteak I've ever gotten from Charley Cheesesteak. Now, again, a little on the salty side with all the stuff on there, but not to the intolerable point. That's the only small gripe that I have, because it's my job to at least give you something. It's not perfect, but other than that, not bad. Again, I don't think it's good enough to go out of my way to go to Charley's, but this is definitely something that, if I'm there, one of 3 things that I would order. And I'll give this an 8.5 out of 10. So I saw a post today from my boy Stefan. I'm sure you guys know him. I think his actual account name is like S Johnson Voiceovers. You know, he's popular on TikTok, on YouTube, the whole 9 yards. And he had a rant today, which I thought was hilarious because I completely agree with him. He said he was in a parking lot. I do this all the time. He was in a parking lot. I think he was, because I'm the type of person that when I go to a Walmart or whatever, I park far or like far from people. I like to walk. So it's a way for me to get my steps in. I also just don't like being all like boxed in, because then you can't get out or in. So I'd rather just walk far. For whatever reason, whenever you park in a spot that's like no one there, the person or the people will park directly next to you instead of the 7 billion parking spots that are open. And I don't know why people do that. It's happened to me while making these videos. I couldn't tell you, because sometimes I eat in a parking lot. Now, I happen to be in a good place today. There are 2 cars next to me, but there's a space in between us, which I think is just etiquette. This way, people don't have to worry about opening their door. You don't have to be all in somebody else's car. Again, my windows are tinted, but theirs are not. I can see there's people sitting in the car, like all in their business, but I don't really, you know, that's their prerogative. I always found it funny that people do that. And I don't know if it's like, it's a rantable thing, because it's one of those things that's like annoying, but it's not a big deal. But I have to admit that the annoyance, sometimes I'm like, bro, there's 50 billion parking spots. You're standing next to me. There's 2 other places that it annoys me. 2. Number 1 is more for the boys. The urinal. Urinal etiquette, bro. If you are in like a big bathroom where there's 5, 6, 7 urinals, and there's only 2 of you, you never go to the urinal next to another dude. You space it out, right? You leave one in between. But for some reason, some people, they'll be open, maybe right next to you. And now I'm like, bro, like, I don't like that. Also, when it comes to that too, look, if I don't have a conversation with me. I don't want to talk to you while I'm peeing. It's weird. I don't know why. If I don't know you, like, I don't need to give people chatty in a urinal. I'm trying to get out of there. All right. Also, wash your hands. But there's the second one. Any place where it's like a seated event that there's not enough seats, like the seats are empty. So like a movie theater or anything like that, by the time the show starts and you're like 5-10 minutes in, because I understand now they got assigned seats, but don't sit right directly next to me if there's a whole row and you just gonna be I'm one of the few people that go to the movie theater that I am an aisle sitter. I like to sit in the aisle. I know a lot of people go to movie theaters, sit directly in the center. I personally can't stand that. I don't know what it is, but I need to be in an aisle seat. Like, I feel like, you know, something might pop off or whatever it is. I can get up out of there. You know, I can beat whoever I'm with. I can get them up out of there. You know, I can spring into action. I also try to sit far away, because then you're least likely to get walked all over if you sit like all the way in instead of like right next to. I don't sit right in the middle. I can't stand when people be walking and their ass is like right, they be trying to step over you. And like, my movie theater has reclined seats. Doesn't matter. But once the movie starts, move the F over. If I can't move over, I'm in the aisle seat. I can't go, unless you want me to sit on the floor. I can't do that. So I think it's up to that person. You know how many times I've gone to the movies, I've been on like a date, been with a girl, whatever, and like somebody will sit next to them, because I sit in the aisle and they don't want the aisle. They want the one, don't matter. Anyway, they'll be like, this person hasn't moved. That's my girl voice. This person hasn't moved. And I just be, bro, I don't like, what you want me to do? Like, can you move, bro? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Again, they're basic. It's more of a gripe. It's not like, see, this person just pulled up next to me, but for real, there's nowhere else to park. I don't got a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they ain't have no choice. So, I don't know. I just thought it was funny, and I wanted to talk about it too, because I completely agree with that. Like, don't be parking next to people in an empty parking lot. Not at like a Walmart. Like, again, I don't know. It's weird. But I love y'all, man. I just wanted to, because I was laughing about that all day. We'll be back tomorrow with more content, man. The hand signs, they made it to YouTube.